I do know that maybe you guys can hear me, and I figured something out that's super important for me. And I don't even know how to figure that out myself. So, but check this out. Hold on. I'm gonna try to see if I can get somebody to come in with me. So let's see. I don't even know what's going on right here. I know that it says it's streaming on YouTube, and then I can see it on Facebook, but I don't really know what's happening on Facebook because all I see is nothing really. I don't really know. Okay. Oh yeah, everything's connected. All right. So we're ready to go live on Facebook right now. It's live on YouTube. And let me see if I can, let me send this link over to somebody. I don't know how to do that even. Like, I'm totally lame. So, let's go back to excellent condition. Let's see, how do I share? Let me see a second. Go to YouTube. See if you can see me. So right now, let's see. I'm going to call other people right now. Hey, Siri, call Andrew Tomlinson. Oh, it's ringing. So, right now, I want everybody to just stop.
It's been forwarded to an automatic voice.
Okay, so I have to figure out how to get to YouTube Studio. Hold on a second. Yeah. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you hear it? Can you see it? What does it look like? I mean, I was just wondering what the sound looks like because right now I'm kind of like I'm doing a test run of like my YouTube studio. So this is like the Rich Seidel Inspire the Courage to Change, and gonna try to create some kind of, I don't know, something. You know what I'm saying? But I got all this cool stuff, so I thought I'd play around with it. It's like the Rich Seidel of the Joe Rogan version of that, and So now I just got it all figured out, and it's pretty cool. So watch this. See if you can hear this. Oh. All right. All right, anyway, so I'm over here on Facebook right now, and I haven't gone live on Facebook because there's nobody on YouTube that watches my channel, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to go ahead and just chill for a minute, and I'll be right back because I'm just going to keep the stream going while it's all on, and we're live. It works. So let's see what the lighting looks pretty good. Boom. So if I'm over here. So I'm over here like this, and we go like that, and hey, what's going on? Hey, what's happening? Hey, what's happening? Wait a minute. Okay, something's wrong with that.
on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining us. For them, despite the fact that some of their numbers look better than some of our numbers look better than some of their numbers, and frankly, whatever we can do to take power as well as shares out of the hands of the hedge funds is something that we should be considering. Which is why I want to start out with this thread from Hang Loose 1337, who says, "Wow, it."
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, can you hear me? What's up, buddy? So we're kind of in tight quarters here, but it's just like, whatever. We're just trying to figure it out. Let me go back. I'm not in there yet. I can see I can see it's taking its time. Hold on a second. Something's wrong with my Rodecaster Pro. Hold on. So I guess the question I'm going to ask you is, can you hear that? Hold on. Let me just really quick. See if you can hear that. Hold on. I'm going to try to connect to my... Hey, can you hear me? Okay, you can hear... It sounds pretty good. So like my voice right now is super quiet. So let's try that. How's that? Is that more better? Like right there, does that sound more, okay, so what does it sound like right now? I can't, I had you on mute. Can you hear me talking right now? And then you're saying it sounds super low level? Okay, so I wonder what that is. I wonder if there's like, how's that now? Is that better at all or no? Because I got everything max turned up right now. Oh, really? Okay, so go ahead and maybe it's doing that because you're talking to me. Okay, bye. Hello? So anyway, right now we're trying to do a test run on how loud the sound is. So I don't really know how to do that because like right now I'm got this audio going on right now and I have like literally everything turned up max. So I can go up there, I can go up there, and that's mic 1 completely maxed out. So right now it's either got a lot of feedback. Okay, now it sounds good. Oh, it sounds good. Okay, cool. I got it just perfect. That's actually the way to do it. Perfect. So is it any feedback at all? Does there sound like kind of like, you know, because when I go back and forth on my mic, here's mic, that's that mic. Now I'm going to do the other mic. Hold on a second. I'm going to go, how's mic 2 sounding right now? So now I'm on another mic. This is the other mic over here. So we're trying to get this one piped in as well. So I'm going to test run that. Wait a minute, hold on. Test running. Okay, so that looks pretty good actually, if I go like that. But I'm just wondering, can you type something in on the chat there, Andrew, about whether mic 2 sounds good or not? Let me see. Mic 2 is like pretty blasting. At least it seems like it's blasting to me. All right, sounds good. Sounds like we got good sound. Everything seems to be going. How's the lighting look? Is the lighting look bright or does it look dull? Some feedback. Okay, so we got a little bit of feedback. Let's go back to the feedback line. Hold on. Let me try to bring this down just a little bit. And how's that for, is that better right there? I think the feedback was the mics were getting close to each other. But what I really think is that I wanted to know about the lighting. Does it look crisp or does it look dull? Oh, feedback. Okay, what's going on with the feedback? Okay. Feedback. Got a lot of outside noise coming in. So let's try this. That might be the feedback. Hold on. How's this sound right now? We got way too much feedback going on. So, hold on. A lot of feedback coming through. Why is there so much feedback? I think when you leave the mic alone, there's no feedback, but if you start talking, did I lose my volume right now, or what's up with that? Yeah, it's got a lot of feedback. Hold on a second. What is this master? Let me bring the master down. Bring the master down. Okay. Now, I feel like I just want to bring this back down to about, I'll bring that to 20. Okay. Is the volume still good right now? I just moved these two levers down to 20. So is the volume good? I think I got control of the feedback a little bit. There. Is the volume is still good? No, there's feedback. And it's from my mouth getting too close to it. So I think maybe I have to be about this far away. Seems like, okay. Could be all this stuff. Could be that. All right. So I'll just wrap it up like that. Okay, so now it's too quiet now. So right now it's too quiet? Okay. Let's do that. And how's this? Is that better? Let's see. We got better sound right now? Is that any better? I just moved everything up. Okay, 20 is too low. How about, I'm at like just at 10, whatever 10 is. Wait a minute. Okay, that's hold on. How's that right there? Okay. And let me go 50 right there. Is that better right there? Would you say that has a better ring to it? I feel like there's a lot of feedback coming in on that. Turn down just a little bit, okay? How's that? Is that even better? Is that a little better? Checking 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Checking 1, 2, 3. And checking 1, 2, 3. Checking 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we're pretty good on that. Let me go to number 2. And number 2, let me bring number 2. Number 1 is at 51 now. Okay, so that sounds pretty good right there. Check 1, 2. Okay, got a lot of feedback. I think it's just when my face gets right close to it. But overall, all right. And it could be simply the, all right, now, let's see, what do we got? The, yeah, that sounds pretty good. So I guess I'm gonna have like a format that I'll come up with, like since before I go to I think I'll just try to kind of run with that. Okay, whatever. I guess it looks and sounds pretty good. I think we're ready to go. Do I get a thumbs up on that? Can I get a thumbs up? Can I get a yeah, that's good. Now let me go over here and let's see if I can get a yeah, that's good over here. This is mic number 2, testing on mic number 2. So mic number 2 seems to be working pretty good if I just keep it going at about that level. A little more feedback. I don't know why there gets to be that feedback. So, all right, I'll just leave it at that and then just not worry about it. There it goes again. Maybe it's because this thing's too low. Okay, how's that? Boom. I think I'll just leave it. All right. I think that'll be good. Okay, I'm gonna leave that like that and see if I can get somebody over here. Man, that. Oh, brother. Okay. Now I've done it. Now I've kind of decided, I guess, I don't know, to face a fear that I've always had, I think. Like, so if anybody's out there, I have no real idea what's really going on because I can't tell for certain on my computer whether or not there's anybody actually live watching me. So if you're out there and I don't even know, I'm looking at my screen right now and I'm not quite sure I understand exactly how my system works, but I did say I was going to go live. Today's, wait a second, hold on. I got this little cool thing. Let me put my headphones on. So if you're out there, bear with me. I know that there's a lot of feedback. Okay, hold on. All right. So I think that, okay, so now I've got my headphones on. I think I'm live, and I think it's time to find out if anybody even cares to listen to me. And I know that one of my biggest fears is like when I say I'm going to do something, and then I set it all up, and then I just freeze. I all of a sudden say to myself, oh my God, I can't really do this. I don't know what I'm doing. And that's pretty much been the story of my life, except now what I need to do is if there's anybody watching, can you hear the feedback, or is there any live sound or anything like that? I don't even know. I think, but I'm just like, at any rate, my goal is to try to figure out how to do this. I've got my phone here, and there's a phone number you can call, 949-209-7765. And so the whole point of this opportunity that I'm creating is that, let's see, I want to be able to talk about recovery. I want to talk about spiritual growth. And today's a perfect day to start. All last week when I was at the residential detox, Surf City Recovery's detox over here in Huntington Beach. It's a facility I own. I was over there and I was talking about it, and okay, there, we got somebody talking to me saying I should talk louder. Okay, how's that sound right there? Somebody's giving me some feedback. I like it. All right, now, maybe I should be yelling more. How's that sound? Is it coming through better like that? And if so, give me a, yeah, it's coming through better like that. Or it's not, because I'll adjust it. Or maybe I need to talk louder or just be louder. So anyway, I'm going to wait for some more feedback on that. If you guys could just be so generous to me and not make fun of me. And yeah, that's way better. I got it way better. Let's get it. Okay, so now the whole point of this is today is my sobriety date, January 2nd, 2005 is when I made a decision to turn my life around. And last week I was talking about when I was at the detox about December 22nd and a couple other important dates in my life. But there was one date that I really wanted to kind of emphasize on. And I was hoping, like I said, that the idea is, like I said, and oh, hey, so I don't want to say anybody's name. If I can say your name, give me a thumbs up or give me another fist bump. I can say it because everybody else would see it, right? But what I was talking about last week was dates and how important they were to me. December 22nd was a really important day for me. And the reason I said that was because that was the day that God pretty much did for me something I couldn't do for myself. What happened was, I went to jail that day, and that's how I ended up getting sober today. But before that day, before December 22nd happened, what I did was on December 3rd, and I know I'm going to actually text somebody out right now and tell them that hopefully they can call in, because on December 3rd was really the most important date. And since today's my sobriety date, and I decided I was going to launch this channel that I'm like trying to put together, because this is like my home office, and I just decided I was going to do something different this time after 18 years of sobriety and like many blessings and gifts. I think this might be one of them. I don't know. So I'm just going to wait and see and try to this is also going off to our YouTube channel. It's called Inspire the Courage to Change, or it's called Surf City Recovery. I really don't know because I barely made it so that I could live stream this on Facebook and live stream this on YouTube at the same time. Only thing is, and I'm totally sorry, Facebook, because there's nobody on YouTube. And so most of the time I was just sitting there on YouTube, looking at myself, trying to figure out the sound. And I'm hoping it works out pretty good. And again, so it doesn't really matter because this is my first time doing it. And I'll probably just ramble a lot. And it's a good thing most everybody knows me and kind of knows how I am. So anyway, getting back to December, back in 2004, my goal is to kind of share my experience, strength, and hope. And I know that I will get a lot of grief for this from either the people that are in my circle, my spiritual council, so to speak, the people that, but at the same time, who really cares? Who gives a shit, right? But the goal is to tell a story. It's to share my experience, my strength, my hope as it relates to how I've recovered from what's called a seemingly hopeless disease, which is addiction. And yeah, so that's kind of my whole goal right now is to go back a little bit. I'm not going to go back to what it was like because everybody knows what it was like. And I'll share that. I'm going to use my criminal history report as a kind of a bullet point on the dates that I want to talk about. And last time I used December 22nd as that catalyst date where I basically got evicted and went to jail, but it was actually December 3rd. And I want to tell you about what happened to me on December 3rd. And this is why, and this is one of the things I was kind of hoping, like I said, I wanted to get some calls in. If anybody wants to call in and talk about recovery, sobriety, that's kind of my main thing is to hey, let's get a dialogue going. If you're suffering or if you know somebody that's suffering and they need help, we have resources. And that's what this is about. But I'm digressing into a different direction. What I wanted to do is I wanted to tell you guys about what happened to me on December 3rd. Because on December 3rd was the real intervention in my life. It's something that happened that was just another one of those miracles in my life. And so I got a call from the general foreman of a company, a trade show. I was a trade show installer, and I'd been MIA, missing in action. And this man called me, and apparently he'd been looking for me, and he called my mom. He got my number from my mom, and he called me up, and I'm hoping at some point in time I'll be able to talk to him about this because this was an integral part of what happened to me and how I got to that place of total desperation. He called me up and he said, "Hey, Rich," he goes, "I've been looking all over for you. Where you been? What have you been doing?" And I said, "Hey, oh man, I'm sorry, Mike. I've been, and I was honest with them because I was pretty much honest with everybody. They already knew what I was doing, kind of pretty much. And I told them, hey, look, man, I'm locked up. I've been smoked out on meth for just for most of this year. I haven't been to work. I haven't been doing anything. And he said, look, man, he goes, if you're not at D Hall on January 2nd for the NAMM show, I'll never work you again. Never come back to work again. And he just kind of laid into me and kind of really just kind of gave me that, I don't know if it was that pep talk or that, I don't know, that he just has that way with people. Just so anybody out there who knows who I'm talking about, he just has that way. And he told me I had to be there and I had to be sober. And I thought to myself, I needed to go back to work. And I hung up the phone with him and I thought to myself, I really need to go back to work. And I didn't know how to get sober, and I didn't know how to do any of the things that he was asking me to do. I didn't know how to show up. I didn't know how to suit up and show up, and I just really was in a really tough place in my life. But what happened on December 3rd was the catalyst. It was the launching point, and I got on my knees, literally in my closet, okay, and I was smoked out. I'd been doing meth for literally, for the last 20 years, pretty much since 1990, and this is December 3rd of 2004. I got on my knees and I prayed out to God with all the sincerity that you could have. I literally was God, please help me get sober. I need to be sober on January 2nd. Please, God, help me. And I cried out and begged God to help me get sober. And I told him I needed to be sober. I needed to be able to go to work, and I needed to suit up, and please help me. I don't know how you can do it, but I just need to have it done. And I got up off my knees, and I was so convinced that I thought, okay, God's got this. I just, prayed to God about this. And I was so convinced that God and everything, it was just, I knew I was going to be sober on January 2nd. And I told myself, I came downstairs immediately, and I told my girlfriend at the time, I go, hey, listen, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to stop on the 14th of December. And that way I'll be healthy when I go back to, I'll be, I know I need to go back to work. I'll be healthy, and I'll be able to go back to work healthy again. And that was like, I thought for sure, I had all the intentions, like I really sincerely thought I was going to make it and stay sober on December 14th. But December 14th came, and December 14th went. And, you know what happened? December 15th came and went, and I wasn't sober. 16th came and went, and I still wasn't sober. I was still driving around from Highlands to Redlands to Montebello to Riverside, all over Orange County, just doing what I do on a daily basis, trying to stay alive and stay high, mostly, is what I was trying to do. And December 16th comes, December 17th comes, and I'm not sober, and it's not looking good. And that's where we end up on December 22nd, because it was on December 22nd when my house got raided. It was on December 22nd when I hadn't paid rent for 6 months. And, and I ended up having to make amends for that, and I did. And I hadn't paid rent for 6 months, and I went to court that day, and that's a whole story in itself. But the next thing I know, that night, the cops show up at my house. I was out in the alley or the garage area of my house, and they showed up in full force. I was on probation too, so guess what? When you're on probation, they don't need a search warrant to come in your house. So they come in the house, and the kids run out. My son's hiding in the bushes, and that was God doing for me what I couldn't do for myself. That was that moment of like a real miracle that took place in my life, because I didn't know it at the time, and I was super upset and pissed. But what happened was, they came into the house, I got arrested, and the next thing I know, on December 22nd, I was in jail. And the 23rd came around, and the 24th came around, and I literally was on the phone calling my mom and begging her to bail me out, pleading with her, telling her, yeah, you know what, it's Christmas time, and we don't want the kids, if we don't pay the rent, the kids get. It was like the same old story that I'd been feeding my family year after year after year, month after month, trying to get them to see, to just basically help me. And, I was like manipulating and playing my family so hard my whole life. I was like a professional at it. And hold on a second. What's up? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I just touched my computer and something happened. Uh-oh. I don't even know what I just did. I'm not going to touch my computer anymore. So what's up, everybody? Hey, so what I was getting at was, so I kind of got lost. I touched my computer. So the December 24th, actually the 25th rolled around, and I was still in Huntington Beach Police Department, and I was still trying to call and get a hold of my family so that they could bail me out one more time. And I'll never forget this, and I don't want to they say share in a general way, but I think it loses the impact if I don't tell you exactly what happened. So on December 25th, it was Christmas Day. I called my mom one last time, begged her to and this is what kind of person I was. I won't use the exact words I use, but because I don't want to embarrass my mom more than I have my whole life. And yeah, but anyway, so I called my mom. I'm begging her to keep me, to bail me out of jail. And she's like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm done. She's like, God be with you. She kind of actually and she said this to me before, but this is just one of those times when I just hung up on her, told her to F off. And then I called my dad immediately. And I started begging my dad, Dad, I need you to bail me out. The kids, the this, the that, the Christmas. And he just said, no, I can't help you. And I hung up the phone. And here's where the story starts going into that, okay, God does for us what we can't do for ourselves. I got up off the phone. I hung up the phone. I was in the Huntington Beach Police Department, and I sat there and I looked at everybody, and it was December 25th, and I realized something. It was like over the holidays, and I realized that, you know what? I'm sober today. And I looked at everybody in the jail site, and everybody was there for drugs, right? Now, remember, there was another guy there that I'd see later on at Howe Hall and in the rooms and stuff like that. I'm not going to say his name. But I remember, like, thinking to myself, I'm going to be sober. I'm sober right now. You know what? And I realized that God actually had done something for me that I couldn't do for myself. And this became the theme of my life. I started realizing that God was working in my life, even when I was working against him, you know. And I used to have this huge thing about just that. And I hung up the phone. I remember being so pumped up going, you know what? I'm going to get out of jail. I'd already seen the judge, and he was going to keep me in jail until the 31st. And which correlates to that little Facebook or Instagram thing I did the other day when I was over. I actually went over to Theo Lacey, because on December 31st I got released from jail, and I was sober, and I had every intention. I thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to be going to work and I'm going to be sober. But it was I had no recovery. All I had was like these intentions, the sincerity, these intentions. I really thought I was going to stay sober, and it says in the book that the best intentions won't keep us sober. Even the sincerest desire is to no avail. And I had the sincerest desire. I had the best intentions. I had every reason to stay sober December 31st. And I got out of jail. And the funny thing is, what happened was I was doing pretty good. I didn't smoke any meth, but right toward the end, when I got out and I came home into my neighborhood, there was a bunch of all my stuff, all my property was out in front of my house. Everything I owned was on the street, and it was like one of the saddest days ever to come home and see that. The fact that, you know, I'd made my son, my girlfriend, and her 2 children homeless at that point. We were being evicted, and that's kind of like what happened. I came home and I saw all our property on the front lawn, and you know, and I thought I thought I was going to stay sober that day, and then I don't know, something came over me, and I ended up drinking that night. Just didn't smoke any meth, but I started drinking. And then on the next day, and it was all good. I thought I was doing it. I thought I could pull this off. And then on January 1st, I drank a couple beers with my neighbor. Again, my mom called me up, and this is the kind of person I was. My mom called me up to check on me. She'd heard I'd gotten out. And make a long story short, I was like, you know what? I don't need your help. I got this. And I hung up on her again, because that's the kind of alcoholic drug addict I am. Selfish and self-centered in the extreme. And so this brings me to January 2nd. So I managed to stay sober, and that's why today, right now, is 18 years of sobriety, and was probably one of the most powerful moments of my life, and that is D Hall, Anaheim Convention Center. I go up to D Hall, Anaheim Convention Center, and this is where my sobriety journey starts. The real recovery began that day. It was kind of like, I remember there's this bridge that goes from the second floor of D Hall over to Anaheim Convention, into from the parking structure to D Hall, and I remember coming across the bridge, and I stopped right at the bridge, and I saw this man, and his name's John. And his name's John Jr., and I won't say this last name out of whatever, but I don't think he really cares. But anyway, I saw him, and he had that really that grin, that ear-to-ear grin. He looked at me from across the way on this little SS cart, and I thought, oh shit, there's John. It's like, and if you know anything about this guy, right? If you're somebody who gets high, and you're the last thing you want to see is somebody coming to you, talking to you about recovery, and that's what was going to happen. And I knew that was going to happen. And the journey of my recovery started that day. And I'll never forget, too, because I came across that bridge. And for the first time in my life, I realized that there might be something that I could do that was different. And that's what happened. And so I met this man at the end of the bridge, and he told me to jump on the cart, and we had this conversation. And he looked, I probably weighed 130 pounds at the time. And he looked at me and said, he goes, I think you might be ready. And he goes, meet me at my car at break and we'll talk. And I thought, okay. And, you know, that's kind of like the way that story, that's just part of the story, you know? And so I don't know, I'm going to, I got like this, I don't know, I feel like, you know, I was telling you guys earlier about how I don't know if I told you guys this, so I'm going to take a break from telling my story right now. Because what I found out about like today, about being live on Facebook or trying to do anything different from what I would normally do, how I feel comfortable in life, I think overcoming a fear has been the challenge. It's been like the biggest. Every time I'm challenged with something that I'm afraid of, it's like I set myself up and I kind of want to walk away and I don't want to do anything about it. I really want to hide. And, you know, even after 18 years of sobriety, I still struggle with being able to follow through with ideas that I have, you know. And I think that today is a good example of me being able to overcome like some challenges that I have, and you know, the ability to get out in front of an audience, even if there's like 5 people watching, it still creates a fear. And I think that like there's this line in the Big Book that I read a lot, this one book, and it says that fear is the evil encroaching thread. The fabric of our existence is shot through with it. And I remember reading that, and thinking to myself, oh my God, what does that even mean? That fear is an evil corroding thread. And I thought about a thread in a blanket and how when you can pull on like on just one thread, it just binds the whole thing up. Each part of your shirt, just like you pull on it, it tugs over there. It's just the whole fabric of my existence was fear. And even after 18 years of recovery, I feel like one of the most difficult things for me to do is to get out there and put myself out in front of people. And so today I'm really feeling like, you know, that I'm overcoming a fear, you know, because I'm mostly afraid of what people will think of me, you know, and I think it's like what makes people feel uncomfortable or makes people feel not a part of. And I just want to say thanks for everybody who's out there in the audience right now. I really want to thank you, even if you tuned in for 5 seconds, because today I've overcome a huge fear. And I know a lot of people think, oh yeah, Rich likes to be in the limelight. And you know what, I really don't. What I really just, I don't know. But anyway, so what I want to do is see if anybody wants to call in. So that's the most important thing. So I want somebody to call in. Somebody like call on the phone, because I've got this cool thing where this unit is about it. You can call in. Like, hold on a second. Sorry. Hold on. I'm a rookie, so it doesn't matter. All right. Sorry about that. Rookie move. I love that saying. Okay, I put my headphones back on so I can try to like do this. So it says my Rodecaster Pro is now discoverable. Hold on a second. All right. So anyway, getting back to like what I was talking about, like my phone number is 949-209-7765. So like the idea of having a show about recovery is to talk about recovery. And I think like, since most people think I'm a kook, my company's name. So I'm going to tell you this too. This channel is brought to you by my company, Surf City Recovery Addiction Treatment Center in Huntington Beach, California. I thought I'd put that out there because that's probably the most important. Like, it's a super important part of it, because I'm on here sharing about this because I have an opportunity that has been given to me to help people recover from addiction. And right now we've got a couple beds open over at our detox, and we got a couple beds. We have a detox residential, we have a PHP IOP, and the goal is to kind of bring our style of recovery, because like over the last, we've been in business now like we're going into our 10th year right now. And I've never done any like real media advertising. I don't do literally hardly anything. It's a miracle that we're really not. It's just a miracle to be here still talking. And but the idea is that we do have like a core group of guys that have stayed sober, and a really tight alumni group, local in the area. So like one of the things that I've found to be most effective is not what you do in treatment, what you do outside of treatment. And to me, that is really what treatment is about. It's not just about like being a puppy mill treatment center where there's 100 kids at a treatment center and 25 people in a group, and just kind of no 12-step program, just running kids in and out of treatment with no real like what you do outside of treatment. Because if anybody's out there, they know that what you do in treatment isn't really the game. Like the name of the game is to introduce people to the fellowship outside of the treatment center. And that's like where people like build long-term relationships. And I think that that's something that every treatment center needs to incorporate. And I know there's a lot of them that don't like really emphasize 12 steps. Maybe they go there, maybe they drop the druggy buggy off. I don't know. But let me see something. Hold on. Anyway, I'm kind of going off in left field, but that's okay. Because I don't know. I don't know what else to do. Hold on a second. I'm trying to look over here. And I was like watching other people's live streams going, what do people talk about? Like, I don't know. Seems like people like to watch like silly stuff too. But let me see. Like I'm looking on my Facebook page right now, and somehow I've lost the, I don't even know what this is. Hold on. Let's see. Going back to it right now. Anyway, so a little bit more about that. I don't know if there's anybody watching anymore because I can't see my computer right now. So if anybody's out there and it makes sense for me to keep going, I'll keep going. But I'm going to do a half hour, so I want to thank everybody for tuning in right now, and maybe we'll do some more and check it out. But I did say I was going to come on and tell a little bit about my story, and I'm going to take off on the next time. We'll start with January 2nd. We'll start telling the story from D Hall, from the parking lot, me and my sponsor going through the daily reflections, because that book saved my life. And I'll just kind of end with this really quick. One of the most important things that happened to me on that day was this book. And I'm going to read this segment to you right now, Daily Reflections, and I'm going to suggest everybody follow this. So my sponsor sat me down in the car, and he broke out this book, and he said, hey, Rich, he goes, look, we're going to read this book one page at a time, okay? And ironically, the nice thing about this is a daily reading book. And what happens is every day you read this, he goes, Rich, we're going to read this, and we're going to start with January 2nd, because that's today, your sobriety date. And this is what it says. It says, first, the foundation. And remember, I just got evicted, lost custody of my son. I was homeless at the time. He says, is sobriety all that we can expect of a spiritual awakening? It says, no, sobriety is only a bare beginning. That's in a book called As Bill Sees It. And then we started reading this. It said, practicing the AA program is like building a house. First, I had to pour a big, thick concrete slab on which to erect the house. That, to me, was the equivalent of stopping drinking. But it's pretty uncomfortable living on a concrete slab, unprotected and exposed to the heat, cold, wind, and rain. So I build a room on the slab by starting to practice the program. Hold on a second. Somebody's calling in right now. Somebody's calling. Let's see if he's going to let me talk to him. Hey, Scott, can you hear me? Yeah. Hey, can you hear me right now? Can you hear I think you're on the phone. Hold on. Can you hear? Are you there? Yeah, I'm here. All right, I can hear you. Hopefully, is anybody out there can hear Scott on the phone?
I was just calling because I was watching the live feed.
Oh, was it? How's it going? You were watching live. Is it still on the live feed right now?
It's still on live feed, so you said I appreciate it if anybody called in. I was like,
Dude, you're calling in. You're my first caller in or ever. Like, to everybody, yay! Scott, like, is there any, you know what's funny is, like, I don't really know, like, so Scott, check this out. So can I tell everybody a story about Scott?
go for it.
So Scott, how much time you got? 11 years, and Scott is like my most valuable player. He's my MVP of sponsees right now. He's stayed sober the whole time. He has 11. Well, he's going to be coming up on 12 years, and it's like I'm just so grateful that you came into my life and gave me the opportunity to be a part of your life and your family's life, you know. But I'm super stoked that you called in right now because I didn't think anybody would. But
Yeah, man, all your brothers are there. I think they just might be a little gun shy, that's all.
yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to figure out. Like, I don't know if anybody. If I don't know how to watch. Like, I'm on my Facebook right now, Scott. Like, and I don't know how to get my Facebook screen to show. Like,
It was,
I don't know how to get it to show like what's going on this thing. Like,
I don't know either, but it was a little delayed. When I called you,
yeah.
you were still talking when I called you. So I was like, oh man, maybe mine was delayed a few seconds back before.
Oh, okay.
While you were talking, you were still talking.
So like I was like I'm gonna hold on a second. I'm gonna ask Fred something right now. I'm gonna say, can you hear it? Because Fred, can you hold on one second? Can you? Hey, so I'm just doing something right now. Oh man, my glasses are all getting smoked out. So what's going on in your life? Tell me about what's happening with Scott.
Oh, I'm living the dream, man. Everything is going good. I think if you stick with the program, I was just on a phone call teaching somebody about holding on to resentments. You know, passing the information to people that need it, being of service to people. You know, especially when they're going through hard times, and having the ability to do so, and just standing on the shoulders of giants such as yourself and all the other guys that I've met on my journey, who I learned from, and take those bits and pieces of information and relay them to the people that need them, and in their daily lives and their own journeys.
So you're giving back.
I try to give back as much as possible.
Yeah, that's like the whole, you know, I think I was talking about the 12 steps to somebody today. It's like the thing that's like the most important thing is about carrying the message to the alcoholic who still suffers. And it's like, that's how we consummate the program, I think, is by continuing to be available to other people so that they can find the same peace, the same serenity, and the same path that we found. Oh, wait, I got to put my glasses back on to see something. But yeah, man, I'm super stoked on you, Scott. Scott's a great example of Alcoholics Anonymous. And I shouldn't even, am I even supposed to say that, or am I going to catch grief from that from my sponsor? I don't know. But anyway, so, okay, so it's 8:02. I think we can say that's a wrap, right? We got a caller in. Scott called in and is being a part of my recovery channel. But I don't even like, you know what's funny is I'm looking at this, right? I don't even know where to look at it on Facebook. It is a delay, but there for a minute there, it was like, I saw it. Hold on. Hold on a second. I'm troubleshooting away. That's the whole thing. Hold on a second. I'm going to do something. Let's see if we can. What is that? No, that's that. Let's see what this is. No. So, what's that? Can you see it right now? Are you watching it?
No, I can't because I called you and I went to your direct line and it cut off my Facebook.
Oh, it did.
So I'm thinking you might have to have another account to the right so you can watch what's going on maybe.
My buddy goes, dude, you're killing it. 12 people watching. That's funny. Yeah, you know, so I don't know if that, I don't know. I mean, I can't see what's going on with my phone. I'm barely like, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, the most important thing, like I said, is overcoming fear and, you know, being, having like a relationship with a higher power, something I wanted to share, like the most valuable thing that I've learned in 18 years is that what you get from, being in recovery is you get like this fellowship, these relationships that I don't think other people, I feel kind of like, I don't know, I want to say, I don't know, I don't want to say jealous, I don't think that's the word. I feel so blessed to be able to have had and continue to have all these like really deep relationships with people that, you know, I feel like the average people don't have. Like there's a lot of people out there that have like these superficial relationships, and I shouldn't even say that because I don't even know, because I really don't. I just surround myself with people in recovery, and it just seems like everybody's so down for the cause, you know, because it's like people are dying, and you know, and we come together to support each other, and that's what we got to remember to do, is like on a daily basis make that phone call to see how people are feeling, because, you know, it's like a time of year too where, like, you know what, you never know what's going on in somebody's life, but in our program, it's like we're always in communication with each other, and we're always trying to be open, honest, transparent, and that's kind of like one of the greatest blessings that you could ever find, after having lived a life of a degenerate loser, and then all of a sudden be able to recreate your life and have like a second birth. And that's what recovery brings. It's like a new life, you know, given another chance. And the only requirement is to help somebody else find the same thing that you found. So I don't know how this is coming through right now. I'm going to go ahead. Scott, I appreciate you calling in right now. I'm going to, okay, brother, I'll talk to you later. I'm going to say goodbye to everybody right now and then try to figure out what just happened. So everybody have a great January 2nd, 2023. It's been a good year. And check this out. I got this cool thing. Here we go. And it's a wrap. Richard Seidel, Surf City Recovery. And I got all this cool stuff, and I just want you guys to like stay tuned, because hopefully next time I'll be able to have somebody sitting in the chair right next to me with this microphone, and maybe it could be you. So why don't we kind of like all get on the phone and try to figure out who's going to be my first guest, and we'll talk to you guys later, man. I guess that's it. See you guys. And I don't know how to turn it off. And I don't know. Let's see. I guess it's a wrap. We'll end that. And then we'll go here and say, shit, I don't even know how to end it. So, I need a tech guy. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Yeah. Boom. All right, you guys. Thanks. Let's see who all my 13 viewers are. Now, I kind of got like, all right. Oh, all right. Anyway, you guys, thanks for tuning in. And yeah, we'll have more to talk about later. I was just trying to overcome my fear right now, so that it was like to demonstrate really that I could do something that I was so afraid of doing. And that's like the challenge that most people have, is like, you know, the original title of this channel was called Inspire the Courage to Change, because I think what we suffer from is moral courage, the ability to overcome something that society has deemed or labeled me like I'm afraid of what other people will think. See, what happens when I was a kid was I wanted to be a part of so bad that I would engage in behavior and find relationships where my behavior was acceptable. And that was the big challenge, is that how do I find the courage to change when I knew I was doing something that I shouldn't be doing, but everybody around me was doing it, and I felt like it was the normal thing to do. And the idea about doing recovery with other people is that this is where we find courage. This is where we find hope. And it's in relationships with other people who've been where we are at, identified with our lifestyles, and more importantly, have found a way out. And you know, if you guys need help or want to get some direction or some resources, feel free to drop by. We're on Surf City Recovery, Huntington Beach, and yeah, just look us up. We're out there, and we'll be around. So check us out. Now I'm going to try to figure out how to turn off the live streams. I still don't know how to do that yet. And then I took my glasses off because hold on a second. Hey, John. Hey, you're on live. I'm still on live right now. Can you hear yourself? You're piped into the thing.
No, because I can't, like I always ask, I can't be on the phone and watching at the same time.
Oh.
I tried to just do it on my computer came all Spanish.
I don't. You know what's weird is like I don't. When you heard Scott call in, were you able to hear him on the? Were you able to hear his voice? Was it loud enough? Okay, so I'm like, that's the part where I'm not really sure. Like, I'm still kind of like struggling with how to set everything up. And that was like so everybody, like, if you're still out there watching, this is John, the guy that met me. So this is my sponsor. Can I say that? I'm lagging, right? Okay, good. All right, well, so the problem is, like, even me, I can barely hear you. I haven't figured it out yet. Yeah, like, I got headphones on and you're piped into the thing, so it's really hard for me to hear. Well, the thing I was wondering is, like, could you hear Scott when you were listening before? I don't know. Like, I don't know how it, like, I don't know. How's that? Can you hear that more?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay, there. Now I can hear. You can hear me just fine? All right. So anyway, so do you remember January 2nd, 2005?
Yeah, I'll never forget it.
I'll never forget it either. It was the day that my life changed. Yeah. I'll never forget walking across that bridge and you sitting on that SS car. So everybody, just so if you're out there still, if we got any viewers still, I don't even know. This is John. He's my sponsor. He's the guy that met me. I'm going to tell another story really quick. So this is an interesting story. Is like, so 10 years prior to that, when I'd gotten out of prison, I'd been out for like a year, and I ended up on a show site out in LA County, and I saw John on the show floor, and I didn't know John had gotten sober or anything like that, and I saw him. I go, hey. He goes, yeah, meet me out in the parking lot. And this is like one of the greatest stories ever. I tell this all the time, too, because, like, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to go out in the parking lot at break time, meet John out in the parking lot, and we're going to get high, right? Because that's what everybody does. And so you remember, like, we went out to the green zone. You go, meet me in the green zone. And do you remember what you had in your back of your trunk of your car? Yep. What was it?
I had a case of Big Book.
I go out, yeah, there was, that was like the, I don't even know what to say about that. Like when I went out to your car to meet you out there, I thought, okay, for sure we're getting high, right? And instead you open up the trunk and he reaches in and he pulls out a big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. I'm like, what's that? Yeah. Well, you said, you go, you know what's funny? Here's what he's like, you know what's crazy too is because this is like I'm sober 18 years and that happened 27 years ago, John.
Crazy.
Can you believe that?
Well, I had to be 26. I won't have 27 years until.
Okay, so yeah, maybe the time's off. Like, so how many years of sobriety do you have?
I'll have 27 tomorrow. So 26 and change.
Okay, so you had I don't know, my adding is terrible.
I think I had 9 years when you got sober.
Yeah, you had 9 years, yeah. Yeah, and
When you finally hit the hook.
yeah, well, that was in 2005 when you showed me those big books. You had like 2 years sober or something, or a year or two. And then here's what he said. He goes, I told him I don't need that. And he goes, Rich, I go, I'm sober. I'm just smoking weed. And this is what you said to me. You put the big book up and you showed it to me like that. And you go, like, sobriety is one thing, and recovery. And you pushed the book in my face and you said, this is recovery. It wasn't just sobriety. It was recovery. And you made it a point to express that it was more than just being sober. It was the recovery thing. I'll never forget that. And that was like, whatever, 25 years ago. And the point is that, like, I think that it took him 9 years of never giving up on me. And that's why I love you so much, and for doing, like, showing me how to live my life the way I'd always been, something I'd been looking for my whole life. I just didn't know how.
You're a shining example of the program.
Well, you were like one of the things that you always still like, and you still like, it's like, you know, if you do what I do, you'll get what I get. And like, John was like the mayor. I saw him as the mayor of AA, you know, and I don't know. This man spoon-fed me recovery, and today I get to be a benefit of that, and hopefully I get to help other people recover. So am I going to see you tomorrow or what? Yep. All right. What time?
5 o'clock, right?
Yeah. 5 o'clock. All right.
You know what? I just want to let you know you're doing a great job. When I called, I thought you were done with the show.
Oh, you did? I don't know how to turn off the show. I'm like trying to figure out where's the off button. Like, you know, it's like it says I don't know. I don't know where it's at.
You don't know how to turn it off, and I don't know how to turn it on.
Yeah, I'm looking at the thing and it's just like I'm on the wrong page or something. Like I don't even know where it's at. Like it shows on here, and honestly, I just don't even know where it's at. I'm trying to I'm looking at it right now. Hold on, I got to put my glasses back on. Right. So, yeah, I don't know how to turn it off. Like it says, I don't know. So anyway, like, what's the newest? Do you remember today's reading? Yeah, I just read it. Foundation First. I remember you looking at me going, you go, well, let's see, let's do a quick review. You're homeless, you got nowhere to go. And this reading was like so profound, actually, because it was like building a house. Okay, I don't know where I don't know what to do here. Hold on. Okay, here's that. Huh. Somebody's showing, I don't even know where to go with all this. Does anybody know?
Somebody knows. It's not you or me.
I know, I'm struggling with that. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Love you, man. Thanks for calling. Later. Okay. Let's see. Hold on a second. That's Scott calling back. Hey, what's up, Scott?
Hey, I couldn't hear the audio. I was able to play it back, and you can't hear the audio on the phone conversation.
Oh, you can't? Oh, that sucks.
You can hear it, but it's like you have to have somewhere where you can tap it into your computer.
I know. It's supposed to be it's supposed to be on. Like, I can hear you, like, on the, that's weird. That's just like the volume just came up. I don't know what just happened.
Are you still showing or not?
Yeah, I can't figure out how to turn it off.
You can turn it up to where your viewers can hear it.
No, I can hear it. Hold on a second. I'm going to turn that down. No, I don't know how to, I'm just like, I don't know how to, do all this stuff. I'm, totally,
Plug your earphones. Will it go louder?
well, it did go louder, but my problem isn't that. My problem is, I'm live on here, and it doesn't, there's only 4. Hey, the call-in number, hey, I know what to hear. Let's see. The 949 209. Wait, hey, I got to do this right now because there's somebody out. If you can still listen, if you're out there listening to me, Scott, I'm gonna hang up because if I get this call right now, because it's this guy's birthday too today. That's weird. I'm listening to myself. Are you hearing me? That's weird. I'm listening to myself. All right. Stupid. Are you hearing me? Yeah, I'm stupid. I don't know how to turn this off. All right. Stupid. Huh. Hey, happy birthday, buddy. Hey, so can you hear the live callers on the people I was talking to? Could you hear them on the Facebook? Yeah, I don't know how to fix that. How about now?
I don't know.
You can't hear it, huh? I don't know. And you know what's funny, Jim? I don't even know how to turn off my Facebook live streaming. I don't know how to do it. Where at?
There's an X on the top right corner of your screen.
Oh, you just click that? Oh, I see. Right there. Okay, I'm going to turn it off right. Okay, so, wait a minute. We've got 5 viewers, though. Who's all viewing us? Let's see. Is there a way to check that? Yeah, dude, happy birthday, man. It's we're selling. How many years you got right now? 33 years. Woo! Yeah, man. We same the same sobriety birthday, me and Jim. It's a good day. Yeah, everybody's safe. We're sober, so everybody's safe, right? Yeah, dude. So what's one thing you want to? If there's anybody listening, what's the one thing you could tell them? Yeah, it'll blow your mind. All right, I'm going to go ahead and finally say goodbye. I figured out how to turn it off. Jim, thank you. I'll see you at the meeting. All right, buddy. Happy birthday. Okay, let's see if it works. Goodbye, everybody. That's my, I love that sound. Oh, yeah, listen to that. Woo! Here we go. All right, whatever. All right, you guys, thanks for tuning in. See ya. See ya. I don't know if it even went off. I shut that and it still says live. I'm just going to go like that. Boom. 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 And boom. Oh, I guess it worked. Who knows?